This is the start of a new series, 6-part series on the ladies of Beowulf. I've already done the heroes of Beowulf that aren't Beowulf, and I did Grendel and the Dragon. That playlist is down there. It's called The People of Beowulf. So today we are going to be diving into someone else. And again, my notes are over here because I'm not an academic who's got a great memory. I am a dude who is learning this stuff, which is why it always comes off like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. If by any chance I say something that you disagree with, please put it in the comments. Choose your method, I don't care. Let's just get into this, shall we? She didn't carry a sword, but Wealhtheow wielded more power in a single cup of mead than any warrior in the great hall of Heorot. Now, Wealhtheow, married to Hrothgar, Queen of the Danes at this point. Okay, so the first part, the confessions. The misconception: admit that you initially thought Beowulf was just background decoration or a glorified waitress. Now, when I did first read Beowulf, I did genuinely wonder what the fuck she was even doing in the poem. But she provided a very vital role within the culture. In terms of the story, it probably doesn't matter, but in terms of the culture, very much. It mattered quite a lot. So let's just... the realization she's actually the most politically intelligent person in the room. We'll get to that in a minute. She isn't just there to look pretty, she's pulling the strings of the court. The name, her name, the etymology, breakdown, the name Wealhtheow, wealth, foreigner or slave, Theo, servant. Why name a queen foreign slave? Peace weaver. Through whatever that is, I can't pronounce that. I'll put it up here somewhere, or down there, or right over my face. She's a human treaty. So ideally, she was probably married off to Hrothgar to hold peace between two tribes. This is a prevailing theme throughout all of the 5 of the women. There's one, Grendel's mother, who isn't part of that, but yeah, the life of a woman 1500 years ago. Women nowadays have it easy by comparison. She was likely married after Hrothgar to stop a war between tribes. Like I said, metaphor, she's a human bridge thrown across a chasm of blood. The cup ritual. This is what I mean about the cup ritual. She's not just a slave servant or whatever. She controls the order of drinking. Hrothgar first, establishing his authority. Higher ranking warriors next. Beowulf last, validating him by keeping him in his place. Now, every time you read about Beowulf, you always hear how courtly he is, and he wouldn't have taken offense to this because he already knows his place in the order. It is now, at this point, not being demonstrated technically for his benefit, for everybody else's benefit in the room. It's basically saying this is the hierarchy of power in this room, and this guy is down here. If he was more powerful in terms of he wasn't just someone else's thane, he may well have gotten the cup second. So people would actually sit there and say, Hrothgar, this is his kingdom, so he's number 1. This guy has a kingdom over there, and we're allies, so he'd be number 2. Maybe, I don't know. She uses the cup to weave the social fabric, validating rank and soothing egos in a room full of violent men. And it was an age full of violent men. I mean, it was literally just a whole cycle of violence, which in this series we get into quite a bit, especially with Grendel's mother. Mother's defense. So Hrothgar gets too happy after Grendel's death and suggests adopting Beowulf. I love you as a son, he says. If Beowulf is adopted, Wealhtheow's sons, Hrethric and Hrithmund, will be displaced and likely killed, although I do think they get killed eventually anyway. And I do believe they are killed by his nephew, Hrothulf, or Rolf Kraki. I still need to read the Saga of Rolf Kraki. Actually, I finished reading the Prose Edda a few days ago, and I need to start reading something new, so I might as well just grab the Saga of Rolf Kraki and start reading that next, because I've been referencing the story quite a bit and I haven't even fucking read it yet, so I might as well read it and build up on my wealth of knowledge. If Beowulf is adopted, Wealhtheow's son said it will be displaced. She publicly interrupts and checks the king. The message: be nice to the Yeats. Be nice to the Yeats, but leave the kingdom to your own kin. She gives Beowulf the torque. Torque is effectively a necklace. So it's like one of these arm rings that we hear about a lot when we talk about Vikings. It's like one of those, but it's bigger and will go around your neck. Typically made of gold, or maybe even Nordic gold, which is a combination alloy. It's not just a gift, it's a transaction. She is buying his loyalty to protect her children. Now, this is the first time he's offered a throne, and it's the queen who steps in and basically takes that apart. But later on, he's offered a throne. He's offered Hygelac's throne by Hygelac's wife, Hild. Again, we get to her. I think she's the 4th video in the series. She offers the throne to Beowulf, and Beowulf refuses because he wants to keep the line of succession clean. So it will go to Hygelac's son, and then the son dies and it goes to Beowulf. Again, we talked about this in the Hygelac video in the previous series. I'll link to that down below as well. Tragedy, order versus chaos. Wealhtheow represents civilization, order, and the monster represents chaos. In this case, we're talking about Grendel's mother, or Grendel. We know from history and legend that Herod eventually burns and her sons are betrayed again. Hrothgar. Civilization is fragile. It requires constant weaving. She fights a battle. She is destined to lose, which makes her a different kind of hero. Yeah. Again, this is a common theme with all of the women within Beowulf, except for, well, I suppose Grendel's mother pops up within that as well, because all of the women within this series have tragic outcomes. I'm pretty sure they all have tragic outcomes. Except maybe one. But we'll get to that. She's number 5 on the list. Wealhtheow proves in the world of Beowulf, the hardest burden isn't fighting the monster, it's surviving the peace and the cycle of violence. And again, surviving the peace and the cycle of violence is how all of this works and fits together. So that was the first part. Wealhtheow, Hrothgar's queen. First part in a 6-part series. The previous series I did, I will leave a link downstairs. The YouTube algorithm thinks you'll like either one of these 2 videos. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed, like the video if you like the video, and I'll see you on Friday for the next one.